Hi, welcome. I've been making a custom data pack for the Origins mod that adds Olympic deities as origins. This of course requires the Origins mod and is in 1.20.2. And so far I've added Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and now I'm going to show you Demeter, Hera, and Aphrodite. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first origin I've made is Hera's origin. She is of course like queen of the heavens, and she also has strong connections to like family and like community almost. So for her first ability, she has 5 extra hearts, as you can see at the bottom of my screen, which is really nice as it's like quite a good shield for when you need to be out of a sticky situation. It's actually pretty powerful when considered that you have an extra like plus 50% health. For example, this ball, which would kill normally anyone, like that had normal stuff with like no gear on, like me, will actually be survived even if just walked off. Based for her next ability, as she is based around like having a strong family and like birth and like that stuff, she can breed her own pets. So I've tamed both of these wolves and both of these horses. She can breed her own pets without having anything. So if I unset this dog, unset this one, there, you can just breed it. And this same goes for the horses. So if I right click this one and right click this one, yeah, a fowl is born. For her last actual ability, I've given her the ability to just summon a cow, as that is it is her like spiritual animal, and it is quite based around her. As well as this, you can get milk, and if you drink milk, if you drink milk, it'll instantly fill up almost your entire bar. It only takes 2 buckets to fill up the entire bar. And as you can see, I'm healing incredibly quickly, as it gives a lot of saturation as well. So this along paired with the extra health can be really good, as you can constantly just keep on having it. And finally, I had to give her some nerfs. So while in oceans or forests, she gets slowness and weakness, as the nymphs in the ocean or forest are always betraying her over Zeus. So this actually is quite bad, as lots of the world is ocean or forest. So this is actually quite impactful on just average survival experience, but also when you're doing PvP, as the weakness really hurts you. Alright, so next up we have Aphrodite. So being the goddess of love and everything, she can of course just also has the same ability as Hera, where she can make just animals fall in love with each other, like that. But she also has the ability to get constant hit of the village, as though like the are all in love with her. So they'll always all give her like lots of discounts, as you can see here, and also here. So of course these are always starter when emerald speeds can't be discounted, but everything else that can be will be. Now her active ability is pretty cool. She can make any creature just be like make it so they get infinite slowness and jump boost, which basically means they can't jump at all and they can't move at all, which basically means that she can just freeze an entity in place. You do this by shift clicking, so this can be really useful to make like a quick escape. Let's say this guy's on me, I can just shift click him, he's frozen, I can run, and using this, it might give me enough time to make a quick escape. So So for another thing that they have, as bread is used as like to breed villagers, it's like almost like the food of love. So of course for you it is enhanced. It does a lot more than it usually does, giving a ton more saturation, and that's only took like 4 pieces, and now I'm completely healed up and my saturation is maxed. So yeah, bread is a lot better. And finally, of course, we have to give them a nerf. So for Aphrodite, I thought they were quite powerful, so I had to give them quite a big one. So you can equip Iron Gear just fine, but because you're too fair, you cannot equip anything above that. So Diamond and Netherite are just impossible to use. Like I'm literally clicking, I can't do it, even if I like right click them, my inventory, And if I take this off and try and shift click it, it just doesn't work in comparison to that. So yeah, so basically you're stuck at 2.5 bars left on your armor points, which is quite a big deal, especially later game where everyone has like full netherite and you're just stuck with this. But again, you can always just like slow people down, you can always run away, and you've got like really good villagers, and you can always just like breed a ton of like dogs, for example. So the next one we have is Demeter, and of course she's the god of like farming and that kind of stuff. So hers are basically all about farming and like hoes and that kind of thing. So for her first ability, she can bone meal the block she's standing on. So let's say I've got this sapling here. If I use my ability, every time I use it, it's the equivalent of me bone mealing the block that's at my feet. This, of course, also works with like seeds. You have to make sure you're not actually standing on the farmland because it gets a bit too low. You've got to be a bit above, and then it can grow to max. This can be really good as you don't even need a water source nearby to grow food, and it can be like very useful. And this works with everything that you can bone meal, pretty much. Next, her ability is that all hoes do much more damage, or in fact, most of them do even more than their sword, but they have a much faster attack thing. So this pig can get one shot by a netherite hoe. So yeah, much more powerful now because it's equivalent to like a diamond sword, but in fact, it's probably better because it's so much faster. But of course, you can't get like sharpness or anything on it, so that might bring it down a bit. Her final actual like buff is this ability where she can pull entities towards her. So it'll shoot out like a little line of green particles, and then it'll pull the entity towards you like this. This is quite good, and it has quite a short cooldown, so you can chain it together to keep on making sure. This is really good when you're either fighting someone and you don't want them to get away, or in fact, if you just want to help your teammates catch up with you, you can just keep on pulling them. This can actually also be pretty deadly if you do it vertically, as it will launch them quite high up into the air, which can kill very easily. Now for some nerfs. So basically, as you're like plant life and like vegetarian, you can't eat any meat. So I'm trying to eat the steak right now, but it won't let me. But I can just eat like bread, for example. As well as this, whenever your hunger gets too low, you do get you get debuffed quite severely. So if I just after a while, you do get debuffed a lot, like it's slowness 5 and weakness. This is quite powerful, as you can see, my FOV is completely zoomed in, so really that really shows how slow I am, and I'm going as fast as possible. I'm sprint jumping, and actually I can't sprint because I'm low on hunger, but I'm going as fast as possible. And this can be really bad if you're in a bad situation, but it is quite easy to get out of. You just need to eat something. And yeah, that's it. I've been working on these origins for a few months now, I think, and we're just under halfway to completing them because I'm going to do every Olympic deity. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.